All right, peace and love, world. Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Zoe. This is episode 109 with my dear friend, my brother, Mr. Winston Ward.
My guy.
Welcome, my brother.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for considering us. Me. But us, the Zoes out there.
Of course.
First we're going to start off with our proud sponsor.
Of course.
Tees Hanley. Here we got your wash, your scrub, your eyes, your AM, your super serum, and your PM. When you get Tees Hanley, it comes with a nice, beautiful how-to. And here you see how to use your Tees Hanley skincare system. So we're just going to go over the morning routine. So you rinse your face with warm water, rub wash all over your face, then rinse again. Twice a week, massage scrub into your face, then rinse. Spread super serum evenly to your face, then give it a second to dry. Level 3 only. Dab eyes around evenly, focusing on the delicate skin below your eyes and the outer corners near your temples. That's level 2 and level 3. Cover your face evenly with AM moisturizer. Feel me? So fellas, skincare is super important. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're growing your hair out and you're using different products and things like that. And especially our athletes, you know what I'm saying? Like you're always touching your face and doing all those things. So listen, skincare is the best care. But here we are. Mr.Can I sing for you?
Oh yeah.
Singer, songwriter, creative, an artist. He's an Aquarius.
Oh yeah. Big Aquarius.
And he specializes in all things R&B.
All things.
What is that? Let's start right. What does it mean to specialize in all things R&B?
So I think when you specialize in something, you've studied it for a while. Mm-hmm. You've also practiced it for a while. So I think I've accomplished both. I've been studying R&B since I was young and executing in R&B since a teenager. And obviously I'm in my 30s now. So I think those two kind of makes me a specialist. Yeah.
So I definitely want to quote my guy Tank, as I said off camera, but this man is 100%er.
100%er.
He sings it, writes it, produces it.
And mixes it. Don't forget that.
You know what I'm saying? That's a very, pivotal part and very important part of it.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So what you been up to lately, bro?
Lately, just trying to perfect my craft in R&B, trying to just continue to spread love and spread communication through my music. Yeah. And I have a new single out. I don't know if we wanted to get into that so early.
Yeah, we can get it. Listen, we're going to go back and forth.
Of course.
No Aaliyah, you know what I'm saying?
Of course. That was a good one. That was a very good one.
Come on.
I have a new single out called Something About You, featuring Amber Lee, the amazing Amber Lee.
Yes.
And I think with that song, I really want to just speak about the beginning stages of love. Yeah. I think that's very important in any relationship because the beginning builds the foundation.
Yeah.
So I think with that song, what Amber and I tried to convey is, just the beginning stages. How does this person even really like me?
Yeah.
So I think we truly accomplished that with the song.
Yeah.
And
no, it's definitely a beautiful record. I know it's not out there yet, but the beautiful thing about being in my seat, you get to listen to a bunch of stuff before the world gets there.
Exclusive.
Absolutely. That's what we do on here. I'm sure they'll hear a version of it at some point in the show. But what does R&B mean to you?
R&B is a conversation. No pun intended. Conversations.
That's a fact. You're in the right place.
Right. I'm definitely in the right place. I think R&B is a conversation. I think it's an in-depth conversation. And I think anytime that you do have a conversation with someone, there's a bit of vulnerability. If you want to have a true conversation with someone. And I think with R&B, it's that back and forth. Yeah. Because with R&B, you could really speak about anything. Yeah. Which is, the ups, the downs, the relationships, heartaches, everything. So, I think for me, R&B is communication. It's all of these words that are revolved around relationships. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be romantic relationships. It can even be platonic relationships as well too. So, communication.
Absolutely. So, where'd you grow up?
Bronx, New York, just like you, my brother.
Absolutely. The Bronx breeds excellence.
Of
course.
What I'm saying? Of course.
So, with the Bronx being known for what it's known for in a negative way.
Oh, yeah.
But in a positive way, since you love love so much,
Oh yeah.
where did the love come from, or didn't come from, that made you feel how you feel about the music that you want to put out?
I think it started at home.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing, fortunately for me, I grew up in a 2-parent household. I saw my mother and my father, how they loved each other. Obviously, it wasn't all good, but
Yeah.
the times that it was good, I was able to see that. And I have older brothers as well too, so seeing them also go through love, those were the things that I appreciated, and that
Yeah.
was really the first time that I really saw
Yeah.
love up close. So, I think that was it. Also, I was around. I grew up in the church as well. So, church. They preach God is love.
Yes.
So,
He is. Amen.
Of course, and I think that was another place where the essence of love was just shown to me. So, I think love was all around me at a young age, and it's manifesting itself now as an adult for me.
That's a beautiful thing. What church did you grow up going to?
Ooh, so I went to two main churches. One of them is called Tremont Baptist Church. It's on Tremont Avenue. It was a heavily heavily Jamaican church.
Yeah.
But that was the church that my father went to when he first came to America.
Yeah.
And then we started going to another church, which is called Fountain Spring Baptist Church.
Yeah.
It's also in the Bronx. It's not too far from
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did you have a Jamaican pastor?
yeah, man, that church, everybody was Jamaican except
everyone
was full blown Jamaican. I was me and my siblings were the only like half Jamaicans.
Yeah.
So
would it be like Jesus kicking back in 3 days?
let me tell you, it was like church down a yard.
Yeah,
it's like
on the yard.
on the yard.
He just come upon the river, he broke a little bread, sick a little wine,
Oh man, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. But we loved it. We loved it.
So what would you say was your favorite church song growing up?
It would have to be His Eyes on the Sparrow. I don't know if you.
I've heard it, but you can remind us how it goes.
Okay. I haven't sung gospel in a minute, but here we go. Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? Oh, yeah. And why should my heart be lonely? Oh, yeah. And long for heaven at home, when Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eyes are on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
Listen.
Yeah, man.
Gotta use the bathroom, go now. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you gotta do, go do it now. Because, this is one of those sit tights.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah, man. That was a throwback, man. I haven't sung that song in a while.
That's beautiful, man.
It brought me like flashbacks. I used to always sing that song.
Yeah, absolutely. Was that the same song that was in Sister Act 2?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Lauryn Hill. I would love
Facts.
to interview you someday, by the way.
Right.
But this is just that kind of space, man. Like, I love God. I'm very open about it. And I just feel like God ties into everything that I do. And through this podcast, through just bringing people from different walks of life, and just bringing it back to our community. Like, I don't view the Bronx the way we're portrayed in the news. That's all an agenda.
Of course.
Yes, it's real, but it's overly saturated with the negativity, and there's so many good men and good women doing great things.
Oh yeah.
In our community, in our town of the Bronx, in our borough. So it's like, for me, I'm just here to always keep it 100 on where we come from, bro. Like,
Of course.
and it isn't what they portray it to be.
Definitely not.
Especially if you never lived it.
Exactly. So many gems. I was just saying this the other day. There's so much untapped potential in the Bronx that no one knows about.
No.
Because it's almost like we're painted with that stigma of negativity.
Yeah.
So I think I just want to give you your flowers. I feel like you're doing a great job of just highlighting different individuals.
Yeah.
Obviously, all of them aren't from the Bronx, but just giving people a platform to express themselves and to let their light shine. So I just wanted to give you your flowers.
No, thank you. You know, I really appreciate you for all that you do. You showed me how to do ad-libs. You know what I'm saying? So how we met, I have a song. You can go look it up. It's streaming on all platforms. My rapper name is Father of Hendrix.
Okay.
And the name of the song was Brand New Diaper.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's inspired by fatherhood.
Okay, of course.
You know, and how it came about was me. You know, Hendrix was screaming in the middle of the night, wouldn't go to sleep. And I just started singing to him. You know, I just got a brand new diaper. My daddy used a brand new wipey. You know, and I made it a voice note, sent it to my man Pierre. Big shout out to Pierre.
Big shout out to Pierre.
You know, who brought us together.
Oh yeah.
And I came. You know, he brought me to your studio.
Yeah.
You know, definitely book him too.
Oh yeah.
And we put it together.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It meant a lot to me, you know, to put something like that together, but like how quick you mixed it and mastered it and all that stuff. But I never did ad-libs before.
Oh, yeah.
So like you literally taught me how to do ad-libs in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was a new experience for you, but I think you handled it very well. I think I've seen a lot of other people not handle it well at all, because in order to do ad-libs, it's almost like we were speaking about vulnerability earlier, and I think in order to really truly do ad-libs, you have to, number one, connect with what you're singing or rapping about, and also there has to be a sense of vulnerability that you need to have to be wrong.
Yeah.
Because ad-libs is like freestyling. You don't know what's going to come out, but it's kind of, you have to like rely on your intuition to kind of just go.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. You know, thank you for that. Absolutely. So it all started when I fell in love with R&B.
Oh, yeah.
I would listen to groups like Boyz II Men.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to stop right there. Right? Water Runs Dry.
Oh, man.
What a record.
What a record.
What a record. And like, I remember, you know, like my dad, he would like make tapes and, you know, record the songs. So we'd like have like we'd have like tapes and tapes of all these music videos for like an hour, 2 hours. And I remember the first time I heard that, and I was just like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it just blew me away.
It's an experience, boy.
And I feel like loving R&B since such a young age, like, it just made me like this vulnerable person. Like, not saying I was the best game talker, but I was never afraid to express myself to anybody, especially a girl. You know what I'm saying? But I would say whatever that is I wanted to say to you. You know, but what would you say are your couple favorite Boyz II Men songs?
Water Runs Dry is definitely up there. I think it's the classics.
Yeah.
Like End of the Road, Song for Mama.
Oh yeah.
Hard to Say Goodbye. There's a song that they have. This one is a deep cut that I love. It's called Dear God. Oh man, love that one. 4 Seasons of Loneliness. I can go on forever. I don't have a favorite.
Yeah. I mean, they got a lot of bangers. They got a lot of bangers for sure. Yeah. That's a fact. Dru Hill. I think people sleep. I mean, listen, for the young ones out there,
go do your
homework.
Do your homework.
It ain't just the thong song, right? A lot happened before and after the thong song. Maybe not that much after. I don't got the dates pinpointed.
Oh, yeah, there was a few bangers.
There was a few bangers, yeah. But Dru Hill, my man. I mean, you know, what are some of your favorite Dru Hill songs?
Man,
because there's a lot of people that don't even know. You know.
All right, so I think if you've never listened to Dru Hill before, I would say listen to Beauty.
Yes.
I would say Never Make a Promise.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
These Are the Times.
These Are the Times.
I can go on for 5 Steps. if you want to just listen to Cisco by himself, Incomplete.
Incomplete, yeah.
Man, there's I can go on for a while. He has another song called Dream, and I think it was from his first album.
Yeah.
But it's like literally the last song. Man, that song was like, I don't want to say it was really special to me, but the fact that it wasn't a single, and I felt like it low-key felt like I was the only one that knew it.
Yeah.
Because
there's records like that.
I love that so much. Finding songs on albums that aren't like popular, but you really connect with it.
They're such good songs. And I think those are the songs that, like, when you go to a concert, those who you know who the real fans are.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Who know, like, the song, because those low key be the songs that mean more to the artist than, like, you know, the smash record.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Isn't there a song called "I Love You" by Drew Hill?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, facts. That's a slapper too. You know.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact.
Definitely a single.
Jodeci.
Come on now. There wouldn't be this is, I don't know if this is a hot take, but there wouldn't be a Drew Hill without a Jodeci.
Yes. 100%.
100%.
100%. Because that era just blends into the next era.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
If you look at the makeup of Drew Hill, of Jodeci, it's the same makeup as Drew Hill.
Yeah.
So it's, and if you literally listen to a Jodeci song and then you play a Drew Hill song, it's almost like, if you don't really know, you'll think you're listening to the same group.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
for me, I remember my 25th birthday, I threw a party called the Classic Trap. You know, where it was, I mean, you know, God love it, ratchet, but everyone, you know, was dressed classy. So that's the Classic Trap. Mm-hmm. And I remember in a video that somebody recorded, I was like, you know, I'm a blend of Chris Brown and Jodeci. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have on leather?
Nah, I had on like a silk shirt.
Okay.
You know, but you know, open, you know, tash on, you know, feeling myself. But like Jodeci, man, like it's like when you fall in love with music, it's such a sound that, like, you know, you can just, like, it hits you, like, you really feel it. You know what I'm saying? And they just did wonders for me, bro. Like, as a shorty coming up.
Yes, it's a different experience. I think from a very young age, I realized that I internalized music different.
Yeah.
Like, music meant a lot more to me than most people.
Yeah.
I realized that from a young age that people just passively listen to music, whereas me, I internalize things like music, like, if I was in a good mood and I listen to some good music, I'm fine. Or if I'm in a good mood and I listen to something sad, it's like I would, you know, feel away. And I mean, now that I'm older, I realize that just means that I have empathy, a lot of empathy. But yeah, it's just music. I thank God every day for music, because I don't know where I would be if I didn't have those experiences that I had with music. Yeah.
I think one of the things that drew me to R&B too was that I could listen to it out loud in the house, and I had no problem with my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when my mom found my Big Pun CD. Yo, bro, I left my Big Pun CD in her walker, bro.
It's over.
Oh, it was over, bro. I spent $10 on that video, son. Like, and you know, I used to use her Walkman a little bit before she left, and bro, I didn't take the CD out, bro. So she must have got on the train and heard God knows what, and she was like, yo, this is what you listening to, bro? We not doing this, bro, and snapped it right in front of me.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
Then I heard My Way like a couple days later, and I was like, oh yeah, this is it.
This is it.
You know, during that era where they were doing like little cameos on all the shows, so they were on Sister, they were on Moesha. So I'm like, hold on, who is this dude? And I asked my brother, and he showed me the My Way video, and I was like, oh wow, like, that's crazy. Like, I like that guy. You know, he's a young guy, dancing, got the moves, singing, you know, and he always kind of, like, I feel like I grew with Usher. Yeah. Even though he's, like, probably, like, 20 years older than me, but I feel like I saw him grow up and his music evolved throughout my life, you know, as it got more serious. Because we were more older when Confessions and all that came out, you know what I'm saying? But so
let me tell you, I still felt Confessions.
Oh yeah, you felt that.
You, I thought I was I thought I was Usher and Chili was my girl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree. We grew up with these artists, and you mentioned Chris Brown. I feel like, I know this is a hot take for me, at least for people who know me. Yeah. I think personally, Chris Brown is my favorite artist.
Yes, me too.
Favorite overall artist.
Yes.
And I feel that way is because I felt like I grew up with him, and I watched him go through adversity. I stayed with him and stayed with his music
Yes.
throughout it all, and I feel
Yes.
like his music has always been good despite whatever he was going through
Despite
in his
it.
personal life. So that's why he's.
I
one of my
mean,
favorite artists.
even projects like Before the Party, that party in Next Door.
Party Next Door.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I heard that.
Oh man, I gotta send it to you. It's
How did the cover look? Was it like?
it was in that project. So that came out on like That Piff.
Wait. So he had on like a purple sweater.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, I did hear it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember the song with him and P&D though.
Well, it's called Party Next Door.
Oh, okay,
And it
okay.
came out like around that time that the Kyrie and Party Next Door thing happened. So it was kind of a crazy title, but it was a crazy. But yeah, it's a crazy record. But moving on, I feel like he's just consistent. I feel like he says what he feels. I feel like I can relate with a lot of the things that he says.
Yeah.
And he's very vulnerable in his music. And I feel like I would say something like that.
Exactly.
And it resonates with me a lot. You feel me?
Exactly.
And we're like kind of close in age to him too. Probably, so.
He's probably a little older. But.
Yeah, probably a little older. That's a fact. So, Brandy.
Oh man, come on now, man. That's the vocal Bible right there. Man.
Yeah.
The vocal Bible. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
People like her, the singer her too, but
Yeah.
people like Brandy, Music Soul Child, Tank, and Jasmine Sullivan. I think those people really set the bar for me, like vocally.
Yeah.
Like whenever I feel like, oh no, I'm a good singer. Like it makes me listening to them humbles me.
Yeah.
Like it turns me back into a student. You know what I mean? So, but just to opine on Brandy a little bit. Brandy is, man, her music is, speak about vulnerable. I think her music is the epitome of vulnerable.
Yeah.
And also, I think what I take the most from her is how she layers her music.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think there's anyone else who layers their music like her. As far as like harmonies and like runs and ad libs and all that. Like
Yeah.
she was one of the first people that I've heard do harmonies by herself that made her sound like a group.
Oh wow.
So when I heard that, it was more so like the inspiration for me to kind of do the music the way how I do it, because the way how I stack my harmonies is almost like I'm in a group as well too.
Yeah.
But Brandy was almost the one who kind of enabled that for me, because I heard her, I'm like, this is just her, but it sounds like 6 of her doing all of these crazy notes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brandy is, man.
So give us an example of something like what was it you heard? Like
Obviously, I would have to be in, we are in the studio.
Yeah. We in the stew. That's a fact. WTF Music Studios, my family, you heard?
Right. Shout out to WTF. But like songs like When You Touch Me, what else?
Broken Hearted.
I'm trying to think of like the older stuff, like the stuff that really like resonated with me. The new stuff is fine too. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Have you ever?
Have you ever? Yes. Sitting up in my room.
Sitting up in my room?
Baby.
Come on now. Man, I think and I also think that Brandy doesn't get enough flowers.
No, she doesn't. Brandy, on this show, we're going to give you her flowers. You know what I'm saying?
All of them.
Very talented, beautiful, inside and out, amazing voice. Like, I'm talking about, like, that beat on Baby knocks. And you made that feel like a sweet Sunday lullaby.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you feel it. Like, you're very, very talented. And I feel like things get in the way. You know, the media portrays certain things a certain way. But at the end of the day, through your music, I feel like I know your heart.
Oh, yeah.
And I can say you got a good one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to see you on Conversation with Zoe someday, Brandy. That's a fact. You feel me?
She's also a pioneer as well, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So many people draw their inspiration from her.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like I said, I don't think she gets enough. I don't think she gets enough flowers.
Fact. So what's the process like writing for someone else?
So I think it happens 2 ways.
Yeah.
It could be intentional or unintentional.
Yeah.
So right now I'm writing for this female girl group. They're young girls. So this process that I'm going through now is intentional.
Yeah.
I know that they're young. I know that they don't have many experiences.
Yeah.
And if they have had experiences, they're not deep experiences.
Yeah.
So my writing has to reflect that.
Yes.
Where sometimes things happen unintentionally, where I write a song just about anything, but from a female point of view.
Yes.
And let's say I have a female artist that comes to the studio. I'm like, hey, check this out. And if they like it, if they resonate with it, then I'll give it to them. Like, okay, it's yours.
Yeah.
So that one is kind of unintentional. I didn't necessarily write it for them.
Yeah.
It was just something that I wrote in the moment. Whereas sometimes it's intentional to where I'm like, okay, I'm writing a song for a specific person.
Yeah. So, you know, shout out to R&B Money Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just brilliance. You know, Tank,
Jay Valentine.
you know, God bless your souls.
Facts.
You know, I'll be on there someday too.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you
Me
guys
too.
can come on here. Oh, Winston Ward.
Oh, yeah.
100% R&B. Listen, I nominate Winston Ward, R&B Money Podcast.
Let's do it.
You know, Mr.Can I sing to you?
Oh, yeah.
It's right here. You know, so I'm warming him up
Oh, of course.
for you guys. You
Of
feel me?
course.
In all due respect, you feel me? But not every song is meant to be sung by you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Expound on that a little bit for us.
I think sometimes you write songs from a place that isn't for you. And it goes back to my previous statement about writing songs for let's say the female artist.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to sing a female artist, a female-driven song because I'm not a female.
Yeah.
But I think if the female can relate to, and not even a female, but just if anyone else can relate more to a song than I can, even though I wrote it, I think that song is theirs.
Yeah.
I personally think it's all about the emotion that you bring to the song.
Yes.
And the emotion comes from the experiences that you've had that help you relate to it.
Yes.
So if you can relate to the song, or if you can capture that essence a lot better than I can, please, by all means, I would gladly give you any of the songs that I've written.
Yeah.
Whether they're released or not. So,
Yeah. What's the vault looking like? Like,
man. So here it is. I don't think it's at Chris Brown's level because you know Chris
yeah,
Brown
100,000 songs.
Chris Brown is crazy.
People, all right. So so before the party, and the other album that was like 45 songs, a mixtape, like that year released like 80 songs.
That was crazy. And then he made them deluxes
He
too.
made them deluxes too. So
Both
it's
of them. Like
there's some. I remember 26. This was 2016. That's what I remember. It's 2016, bro. And I know I was living in DC that summer, so I was listening to a lot, taking the train in DC. And I remember I was in Cali in January, and I had to drive my boy's car, from Oakland to LA.
Okay.
And I remember just bumping it the whole time, driving through the valleys of California in tears, like just like so happy, bro. And
Happy tears.
tears. And you know, I know you want to see me, you know, and it's just like, yo, like it's just so many songs that you don't hear on the radio that you gotta like be tapped in to that artist looking for his music. And
Exactly.
like, I'm sure there's so many Chris Brown songs that people have never heard.
That's so
That
fire.
are so fire, bro. And like, I know maybe he gets frustrated because maybe sometimes people don't dig in that deep. But trust me, bro, like just focus on those who are and not those who aren't.
That's a fact.
Same thing I feel about this podcast, bro. Like it's positive, it's love, it's about healing.
Of course.
It's not for everybody.
Of course.
Feel me? But if you fuck with me, you should fuck with this. Simple as that. Because this is me. This podcast embodies me
Right.
100%.
And also, if you fuck with positivity, if that's what you
Anything, love, healing, positivity, good energy,
Exactly.
you know, conversation, you know, pushing the needle, financial literacy,
Oh, yeah.
business.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's so many different palettes that you could pull from,
Of course.
you know, and we giving everybody something you could look for.
That's a
For
fact.
sure. So I got to ask you, did you talk to girls on the phone or did you sing the whole time? Feel me? Because, like, you could really sing, bro. Like,
It was a little bit of both, and I'll even give you a story. He's gonna be very mad at me.
go for it, bro.
for
Go
saying
for it,
this.
bro.
There was a guy who lived in my neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, he would tell girls that he could sing,
Mm-hmm.
and he would three-way me on the phone
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Bro, sing this song for her."
Yeah.
And then he'd punch me in.
Yeah.
I'd sing, and then I'd go back on mute, and he'd be like, "Yeah, girl, I sang that song just for you." Like,
Yeah.
And it would work.
It would work.
It would work.
What were you singing?
Everything, like Cupid.
Yeah.
Like literally all the what's the name, Shy.
Yeah.
All of the
Yeah, at the time.
course,
How
of
old were you
course.
when you were doing this?
I had to be like still in high school, like 16,
Okay,
17.
16, 17. Okay, yeah.
Oh man, but that was I'll never forget that. And every time I see him, he always reminds me, like, "Yo, you remember it?" Like,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But I just starting out singing in high school, I had to rely on it because I wasn't very fashionable. I wasn't very I didn't really know how to talk to girls. So singing was the only thing that I had in my toolbox to,
So
help me.
what was you had to have a go-to?
Oh yeah.
What was the go-to?
Shy, and If I Ever.
Go for it.
The very first time that I saw your brown eyes, your lips said hello and I said hi. I knew right there you were the one. No. Yeah. But I was caught up in physical attraction, but to my satisfaction, baby, you were more than just a face.
Here it comes.
And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady is a friend. And if I ever fall in love so true, I will be sure that the lady's just like you.
So that version, or I think, did Boyz II Men do a cover?
No, so they had two versions. They had
versions.
a acapella version.
Yeah.
Ooh, da-do-do-do-do. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Okay.
they had another
All
one
right.
with
Right.
music
cool,
behind
cool.
it.
Yeah. I know. Boyz II Men did a cover to the New Edition song. Can You Stand the Rain?
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
that's. I think I like that one better than.
Of course. Of course.
So it's safe to say that.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
safe
I
to
like
say
the
it.
Boyz II Men version better.
Of course. I realistically, I don't even know if New Edition should even perform that song anymore.
Right?
Because it's like
Right?
so many people know the Boyz II Men version.
Yeah, that's a
and-
fact.
And not here it is. I was reminded when, you know how they did the New Edition like biopic or whatever on
Yes.
BET.
Mm-hmm.
I was reminded that New Edition that was New Edition song.
that was their record, yeah.
I legitimately thought for years
Yeah.
that it was Boyz II Men song.
Yeah. Damn. Talk about blowing your song out of the
Right,
water.
right. But
So-
no, sorry, it goes back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
If someone else could sing your song better,
Yeah.
they should have it.
They should
you know?
have it.
So
That's a fact. So this is a new segment
Okay.
for artists.
Okay.
And it's called What Inspired. Right? So we're gonna start at favorite time of the year.
oh yeah.
From favorite time of year.
Oh yeah.
What inspired favorite time of year?
Favorite time of year is a Christmas song. What inspired it was my family.
Yeah.
I think when I'm around them or whenever the holidays come, I get so excited because I know I'm really going to be around my family for an extended period of time. Like
Yes.
there's usually no work. There's usually like everyone's usually home.
Yeah.
You know, we eating good, we laughing, we joking.
Yeah.
And it's truly my favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
So,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Throw it away. How could the person I loved and gave my heart to just throw it away?
how could she?
How could she?
How?
What inspired that song?
So, that song wasn't a direct experience of mine.
Yes.
It was a direct experience of my best friend.
Yes.
But because he's my best friend and we spoke about it every day,
Yeah.
it felt like she broke my heart too.
That's a fact. It's a fact. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
You know what I mean? So, what I decided to do with my friend, I was just like, listen, let's because he was feeling really down and out,
Yeah.
and I was starting to feel down and out.
That's
for
a
him.
fact. That's a fact.
So I was just like, you know what? Let's turn this negative energy into something positive,
Yes.
and let's write about it.
Yes.
And throw it. That's what inspired Throw It.
Yeah. Does he do music as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Heart on My Sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Amir's interlude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're gonna break down my greatest creation.
Oh yeah.
You top all things I'm a part of.
Oh yeah.
What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means exactly what it says. I think my son is the greatest thing that I've ever created.
Yeah.
I obviously I've created a lot of songs. I've created businesses. I've created so many different things. But when I look at my son every day, or even let's just call it what it is. When I looked at him the first time I ever saw him, I knew that was my greatest creation.
Yes.
And above anything that I've ever created.
Yeah.
So from that point on, he was number one.
Daily motivation to finish the things that I start up.
Every day when I look at him, he motivates me to be, number one, a better man,
Yes.
a better creative, and just a better human being.
Yes.
Obviously for him, but also for myself, so that I could set the example for him.
Yes. You came in my life and you gave me purpose and direction.
Man, I feel like, and I'm pretty sure you could probably relate to this as well too.
Yeah.
Being a father, first time father.
Yes.
I think for me, before I had my son, I was like, okay, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. But having him kind of made me really ground myself.
Yes.
Not in a bad way,
Mhm.
but ground myself and made me realize that I have to focus. Let me focus on one or two or three things that I know that's going to work,
Yes.
so that I could devote my time to that, but also devote my time to my son as well too, because he's going to need time.
Yes. So now we get to one of the reasons why we're here.
Oh yeah.
Winston Ward featuring Amber Lee,
Oh yeah.
Something About You.
Oh yeah.
And you got me feeling so amazing.
Oh yeah.
Don't stop, baby.
No matter what you do, don't stop.
So what inspired this song?
So Amber and I, we wrote our parts together, but not together. We kind of had an overview about what we wanted to speak about,
Yeah.
which is the beginning of, I don't even want to call it love, but the beginning of a relationship.
Yeah.
And her parts they're kind of similar to mine, but I feel like her parts are very centered around the female experience, and mine is more so about the male experience, but mine is a little bit more further than hers. Hers is like the very beginning.
Yeah.
Mine is like maybe like a couple of months after that. Like,
Yeah.
I know that we feeling each other, but I still might have some doubts.
Yeah.
But I know that there's something about you that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So we just decided to just, come together on that idea and really just, write something fire, man.
So when should the world be expecting to hear this beautiful song?
The song, Something About You, by Winston Ward featuring Amber Lee, will be available February. Wow. September 30th.
September 30th.
Which is Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Whoa. So before the world,
Oh, yeah.
how does it go?
Oh, man. I can't really put my finger on it, but I know that it's something about you. It's something about you. I know that it's something about you. Something about you. I know that it's something about you. Something about you. I know that it's something about you. Can I sing for you, baby?
The world, you coming at it. It's such a good time for such a beautiful song, bro. Like,
Appreciate
there's a lot going on in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was maybe how many years since 9/11? I think like over 20 years since 9/11. And then, everything going on in the Bronx. Monday morning, over the weekend, another 17-year-old killed in the Bronx. And I just feel like something like this is we just need this good energy going into the fourth quarter of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, 2022 flew by. It came in and went. But
Flew by.
this is like we said, timing. Like you reaching out,
Yeah.
you're like, yo, let's get on the pod.
Right.
Got the record coming out. And here we are, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna definitely make sure I got these clips ready for you.
Of course, man. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, I appreciate you. So we're gonna go to Twitter for a little bit. For a little bit.
Okay. Listen, I love the fact that you did your research, man.
I gotta do it. You know, I gotta do it. This is the fun part. You know, you get to dig into things, see things that you could expound on, and it's not for me. I don't really I mean, I think I understand what clickbait is, but for me, it's just like me knowing what I know about you, and knowing how I feel about certain things. Like, what could we talk about? What's a good conversation that we could bring up that people can engage to?
Oh yeah.
Someone told me today. And I don't know where my phone is, but he told me that my podcast gave him clarity. And
how'd that make you feel?
Bro, it's my daily intention. Like, that's why I do what I do. And like I was saying before, you know, when we were in Studio A, you know, WTF Media Studios, 2 sides, you know, more than 3 people, side A. You by yourself, 2 people, maybe 3, side B. But anyway, it was like there's so many conversations that we missed out on.
Yeah. And
not even missed. They just were never had.
Yeah.
You know, and Mom Dukes and Pops was like, yo, listen, bro. You see these lights? They on. You see that fridge? It's full. You got a bed? What do you need me for?
Exactly.
But that emotional support wasn't there.
Exactly.
You know, so that's why I would come out with an episode like episode 66, emotionally unavailable. You know, a lot of us are emotionally unavailable.
That's a fact.
Because our parents were.
That's a fact.
Because of the dynamic that we saw growing up, coming in the house, you know. And our family members, our relatives, their relationships, all are a reflection of how we deal with people.
That's a fact.
Sometimes overcompensating or overly relying on a friend, you know, and sometimes that's a lot of pressure for someone who doesn't fully understand or is not ready to really take on all that responsibility, all your baggage, you know, that you're trying to unload on someone.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So therapy is gangsta. Another episode. Therapy is gangsta. And it's something that we should all embark on and try to do and seek healing, you know. And
completely agree.
And suffering in silence.
Oh, yeah.
It says it in the title. We all sometimes suffer in silence. Sometimes I pray to God everyone has an outlet to get things off their chest.
Oh yeah.
In a positive, healthy way, you know, that's not detrimental to anyone's health or well-being.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But then you go to actively breaking generational curses or cycles, one of those two. But it's ABGC. That's the acronym for it. And it's like, we're the generation that's a lot of pressure for us to break these cycles, break these curses. Like, stick together with your baby moms, moving together, get your money right together, build together, you know, be a partnership. You know what I'm saying? All of these things that in our surrounding, it's like, bro, like, join the baby mama club. You know what I'm saying? Let's get high and let's drink Henny and shit on our baby moms.
Right.
Let's go hang out and not hang out with our kids. Like, there's a lot of things that we promote within our community that are just whack. And I'm not jacking it. So I'm here to go against the grain and I'll challenge anybody.
Right. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think those people are trying to be cool when... Or no, they're trying to force that to make that be cool when everyone really knows that that's not it.
That's
you know
not
what
it.
I mean?
That's a fact.
That's not it.
That's a
Everyone
fact.
knows that. So, but yeah, man, it's I love the that acronym that you said, actively breaking generational curses.
ABGC. I'll send you the episode just in case you missed it. What he said was, I've listened to you and Coach Ferbs. Shout out to Coach Ferbs.
And that was a great episode. I saw that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I've listened to you and Coach Ferb's conversation already 3 times. Gonna listen again today. Really enjoyed it. And then he said to me, what did he say to me? Boom, 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 boom. Where is he? David Carls. So as we're looking, we're gonna go to Twitter.
Okay.
we're an infinite source of abundance and creativity.
Oh yeah.
And when you give from that place, you'll never run out.
That's a fact.
What did that mean to you?
Man, I think giving is so important.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think if you give from an empty cup, you'll end up without.
Yes.
So I think once you're able to, and I'm going to break this up into two parts.
Mm-hmm.
Once you tap into your true potential, you'll realize that everything that's within you is infinite.
Yes.
However, if you don't, it's, rather, it's a prerequisite in order for you to give.
Yes.
You need to tap into to yourself.
Yes.
Whether that's through self-care, through therapy, any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Really know who you are and be on the path to figuring out what your purpose is in this world.
Yes.
And then once you're in alignment with that,
Mm-hmm.
giving is going to just come naturally.
Yes, sir.
So I feel like once I really got into alignment with what I wanted to do with my life,
Mm-hmm.
giving became easier.
Yes.
I'll call it how it is. I think I've always been more of a people pleaser.
Yes.
And I think that is something that is learned through trauma from
Yes.
youth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it what it is. But as I've started to grow within myself and understand who I am personally,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually, emotionally, all those things,
Yeah.
the people pleasing, it turned into something completely different. It turned into giving from what I had, not giving from a place of like, all right, well, if I give to this person, hopefully, I get something back.
No longer compromising yourself
Exactly.
to give. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the inspiration for that tweet.
I absolutely love that. And I could definitely relate to that, as a person who is a man in his community.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that I do, are more, and it's crazy because some people would say like it's self-centered or like, but it's service.
Of course.
And it has nothing to do with me.
Of course.
Anything with God in it has to work.
Of course.
And I know that.
Of course.
So I told God, let me serve you.
Right.
And he gave me a slice of excellence.
Man, let me tell you that story about how you came up with Slice of Excellence is inspiring, man. Here we go again. I want to give you your flowers again for your service.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people wouldn't dedicate themselves to that type of service.
Yeah.
And I think children in underserved communities need that reassurance. They need that. They need that number one, they need that male presence showing them that, hey, I'm what's your name? I see that you're doing positive reinforcement.
Yes.
I see what you're doing, and I want to reward you because of that.
Yes.
So I just want to give you your flowers for that.
No,
man.
thank you. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. It means a lot. And once again, man, it's just all for our people, bro. That's all for our community. And
That's a fact.
I think I'm going to change our mission statement to advocating for the youth in the flyway. Just because of all these partnerships and things that we're doing. I'll tell you off camera, but it's like a lot of beautiful things are coming, and we're going to do a lot of fly things for our community. Like, that's a fact.
Wait, man.
You know what I'm saying? If you ever want to go back to your middle school or high school or anything like that, let me know. We could definitely set something up.
Yeah.
Go
Let's
together.
do it, please.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. We're definitely going to do that. Oh, life gives to the giver. You can't make that up. that was just coming next.
Right.
Life gives to the giver.
It aligned. And so it's the truth. I think once, the more you give, the more you're going to receive. That, as simple as that, man.
Absolutely. And I just feel like this world is so consumed by taking, and never pouring back into anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not pouring. So like, especially like, all right, with like relationships, whether they're platonic or boyfriend, girlfriend, or friends, like pour into someone else's cup as well.
Oh yeah.
Don't just have your cup and you want it to overflow with someone just pouring into you. Like pour into others.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Pour into the community, and you'll see a difference. Like you literally see the world in a totally different way.
That's a fact.
And shout out to God for letting me be on time to work Monday, because I definitely stretched it as far as going back. So I walk the dog before I leave, and Wifey and Hendrix come back downstairs and they meet me, and I saw a guy. So I walk up 7 and back down with the dog.
Uh-huh.
And he literally is lifting every trash can to find food.
Uh-huh.
And knowing I had food upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
heat up the food and bring it back down.
Mm.
And I still saw him. He was actually, so he like went on this side of the street and now he was across the street
Right.
working through those. And I saw him and I gave him the rest of the food and he was really happy. And it's like, I ain't gonna lie though, like when you really want the microwave to be fast, like you're just sitting in front of it like,
right.
bro, like, come on, man. And I know it's chilly outside, so I'm like, I don't want to give it to him warm. Like,
Right.
I want to try to get it as hot as I can for him. And, you know, I got it. I dropped wifey up at the train, made it back to Bed-Stuy, and I got to work 5 minutes early.
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I was really just grateful to be like, that's how I'm wired, bro. Like I just see something and I just do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't put too much thought into it. Like I know I see him, he's looking for food. I know I got food upstairs. I'm gonna heat it up and bring it back. Like that's how linear it is. Like just get it done.
Right.
And I feel like many of us overthink things and you know, just put too much, like just do it. Like if that's how you feel, just do it. You know? And it's funny because I've been giving out pizza for years. I was giving out dollar slices downtown. Everywhere, every train station you go to, there's dollar pizza downtown.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was doing private lessons, coming home with a bunch of money in my pockets every day. So what I would do was I just buy dollar slices to the homeless. Now, the one time that I actually recorded it, I recorded me giving it to the homeless person. And many people saw it as, oh, why are you, like, you're degrading the person.
Right.
Everything that, like, you're right, but I wasn't thinking of it that way. But that moment taught me to just always stay true to my intentions.
Oh man.
And my intention was not to embarrass him. My intention was to shout out to my man, Opix Gym, Brian Velez, Opex Brooklyn. They own 2 great gyms in Brooklyn. He hit me up. I'm going to do that tomorrow. That was my intention, to motivate those around me to do the same.
Right.
Like a lot of us, some of us are very fortunate, and I don't want to say overly fortunate, but we're all blessed in different ways.
Of course.
And like, bro, it's $1. Like, you know, it's $1. And I know you got it. I know you spent it last night, but whatever. I don't even get into that. But you're going to spend that some way, somehow, regardless. So listen, you watching me, you watching my platform, Daily Dose of Motivation, like, and so there were mad people that reached out to me about it. And my sister, people reached out to my sister, like bad-mouthing me about it. And my sister, not fully understanding the transition that I was in, kind of went down that route. And I just sent her all the screenshots. Like, yo, this is what people who understand are saying to me. That get it. Bro, I'm doing that. Yo, that's mad fly. Yo, some people just need a little push, need a little motivation. Everybody want to do good. They just want a little motivation, a little inspiration. Like, oh, Zoe, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. Or word, that's fly. I'm going to do that. Like, that's what we need, bro. That's where I'm coming from. And those are my intentions. That's it.
I think you said the perfect word, intentions. I think that's what matters the most. People could perceive it a certain kind of way, but as long as you know in your heart, you had good intentions by doing it, I think that's all. That's all that
matters. That's a fact. We're going to go into business for a little bit.
Okay, let's go.
Label.
Oh, yeah.
Sound of Music Univerxity.
Oh, yeah.
With an X. Talk to us about it.
Sounds of Music Univerxity. Now, I was always, we won't talk about my names before I was Winston Ward, but I decided to go by my name, Winston Ward, which is my legal name.
But is there music out there under a different name?
There is. I won't say the name. I won't.
Okay.
Not that I'm ashamed of the music.
Yeah.
But
was the music?
I'm Winston Ward now.
Okay. What was not to was there something wrong with the music?
No.
Or
I was young.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I think it's personally I think it's still good music.
Yeah.
It's just a different name. It's a different time in my life.
Yeah. It's like going from IMX to Marcus Houston.
Exactly, right?
I feel you. First of all, very underrated little group too.
Oh yeah.
They had, That my first time.
Oh yeah, my
For-
very first
Oh.
in the house on the couch in your first bedroom. Remember my very first. I'll never forget my first time. What? That's a classic.
Oh my
That's a
man!
classic. That was a
Yo,
classic.
son, for all the fellas out
Right.
there, that was like modern day, like J. Cole. I forgot what that when he's talking about his first time in that record. Like that's like the second verse, the second coming
Exactly,
to that. But
exactly.
fellas, we all remember.
IMX.
You know, over talking ourselves, Lou, overzealous. Like, yeah, I'm out the you know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well, bro, like,
Exactly.
you know, but yeah, that was an amazing group. You know what I'm saying? That was on. Oh, so hold on. Diddy said R&B is dead.
Come on now.
What do you feel about him saying that?
I think there's an agenda tied to that, but
Yeah,
there's other people who are really running with it and saying R&B is dead, and
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I think R&B music in its traditional sense is not popular now
yeah,
because there's so many hip hop artists that are singing with
Yeah.
auto-tune, so it's like some people they think do we even need R&B?
yeah.
Because we're getting it from hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hip hop artists are singing about pain. They're being a lot more vulnerable in their music,
Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with it.
yeah,
I personally like it,
yeah.
but I also know
Mm-hmm.
that there is another side of R&B
Yes.
that is the I don't even want to say the true side,
Yeah.
but it is a side that's more aligned with the tradition.
The tradition, yes.
So yeah, I don't think R&B is dead. I just think people aren't really checking for it
Yeah,
as much as they should.
yes,
So I think it's up to us as people who love R&B
yes.
and myself who produces, who makes R&B, to make sure that I'm doing the due diligence of marketing my music correctly,
Yeah,
of doing whatever possible to make sure that R&B is in the forefront.
yeah. I got to put you on with my guy Ray Loves You.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an R&B singer, amazing talent from the Lower East Side. Lives in the Bronx now, actually.
Oh, nice.
He was on Juicy J's recent project,
Oh, nice.
and I did an episode with him a couple episodes ago. But yeah, it would be good to see what you guys can create together, come together. So I'll definitely connect those dots.
Let me tell you, man, I think the thing that's not done enough in R&B is collaboration.
Yeah,
And I personally love to collaborate with artists and producers. I know that there's a lot of artists that like, listen, I like to write all my stuff or I like to produce all my stuff. And me personally, I'm like, no. Like, I like to collaborate with other people because I know that what I'm going to come up with is going to be fire. But if I combine my mind with yours and we sit in the room and come up with something,
we cook up.
It's going to go to a whole nother level.
Yeah,
so that personally, that's why I love collaboration because it takes me out of, number one, it takes me out of my comfort zone. It takes me out of the routine of what I'm normally used to doing. And I think at the end of the day, you get a better product.
Yeah.
And if we're trying to advance R&B,
we
got to put out the best product.
The strength in numbers.
Exactly.
So you definitely have your boy Zoe advocating for R&B because
of course,
like I listen to R&B every day,
every single day,
and in some way, shape, or form, I do. And obviously, I'm in certain moods for rap and going out and in the club and stuff like that. I'm not really in the club like that no more, but it's when you're in the car vibing and things like that. But a little Brian McKnight anytime. You can listen to anytime. You know what I'm saying? Literally, it just always gonna slap. You know what I'm saying? Running your own studio.
Yeah, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. You asked me about Sounds of Music University, and we got thrown.
Yeah,
on.
Got you.
So Sounds of Music University is
the label,
right? It's my record label. I started that because my Instagram name was the R&B student, and I started Sounds of Music University because I felt like I was a student of R&B.
Yes.
And I wanted to build a label of like-minded creatives who also studied their particular craft. It didn't have to be R&B.
Yeah.
It could have been hip hop. It could have been pop, reggae, whatever genre. But the primary prerequisite was someone who was a scholar of their craft.
Yes.
So, and I felt like I am still doing that. I'm still looking for more people who are, you know, scholars, and everyone who I've signed to my label has exemplified that, have been scholars of their craft, and have done it at a very high level. So yeah, and that definitely ties into running my own studio, because I felt in the very beginning, going to other people's studio, I felt that the engineers didn't necessarily care the way how I wanted them to care. So I took it upon myself to learn how to engineer, to learn about compression, to learn about EQ, to learn about sidechain, to learn about all these things, and to really do it, number one, for myself, but also as a part of me serving the artists that were under my label, to give them, to be that person for them that I never had.
Yeah.
Because all those years before, when I had a different name, going to so many other different studios, people were, for the lack of a better term, literally fucking my songs up.
Yeah.
Because they didn't care.
Yeah.
They were just like, all right, listen, well, you know, this is what you pay for, you know? And there were even some times where I'd pay upwards of hundreds, $200 an hour, you know, for me to get a very mediocre product, and I didn't appreciate that at all.
Yeah.
So that was the influence, or what inspired me to create my own studio.
And how could the lovely people out there book your studio?
They can reach out to me on Instagram at Winston Ward Music. We'll make it happen.
Make it happen. So, monetizing your music.
Oh yeah.
How do you go about that?
I think the beautiful thing about 2022, it's probably been going on since like 2016 to 2017, 2018, is there's so many different platforms for artists, independent artists, for them to monetize their content, whether that's a TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, Amuse. There's so many different platforms that you can use to monetize yourself. And I think it's just about choosing which one works better for you. Personally, I use DistroKid. The reason why I use DistroKid is because they have a label option, and also it allows me to divvy up the splits the way how it needs to be divvied up. Whereas I'm not sure if the other ones do it now, but at the time when I was looking, DistroKid was the only one that was allowing that particular benefit. And it was beneficial for me, just on the accounting side of the business, to be able to say, okay, well, if you own 30% of the song and I own 70, I can go right into the splits right in DistroKid, and we all get our money. We all get our money together, as opposed to, you know, all of the money coming into me and then people wondering, oh, you know, what are you doing with the money? It was just very transparent from the beginning. Yeah. So that's the real reason why. That's one of the reasons why. Well, one of the main reasons why I chose DistroKid. But yeah, that is the platform to monetize your music. But I truly think now the best way to one of the best ways to monetize your music is through social media. We see it now every day. There's always like a TikTok challenge. There's always certain songs going viral from someone, you know, doing like a dance to it or something like that. And I think if you can figure out a way how to, you know, make the content that speaks to whatever your music speaks to and it's relatable to the people, I think that's a surefire way to monetize your content.
Yeah. And then I want to get into credits.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, so you got some writing credits.
So I was looking at this stat the other day. I started my record label in my studio in 2000. I made the business in 2017. I didn't become active until 2018. So that is 4 years to this date. And I have over 300 songs that I'm credited for that's out. Lord knows how many more it is that haven't come out. Yeah. And that's something I'm very proud of, because I think it is, number one, it's a labor of love, and a lot of it is it ties into that service piece that we were talking about before, is because there are things that I do personally as an engineer that a lot of the other engineers that I speak to, they're like, why are you even doing this? You know? So whether that's vocal production, whether that's, mixing and mastering at a certain rate. And I think those are the things that I personally feel that a lot of artists, especially the artists that work with me, are, I wouldn't say that they're lacking, but they don't don't have the opportunity to get it because a lot of those services, they're high priced items, especially vocal production.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is something that I specialize in as well.
Yeah. I remember you telling me, hey, if you listen, so I heard some of your music for the first time when we met, and then you said, oh, if you listen to Lawrence's music, or Pierre's music, or Lawrence and Pierre's, you can see like it's me pushing him.
Oh yeah.
To take it a little further,
Of
you
course.
know, and I was like, damn, that's where that comes from.
Of course.
And so it's real talk what you're saying, because I had conversations with you, I've had conversations with him, and it all makes sense. Like when you see it, where it's coming from, it makes sense. Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of, especially R&B artists, they don't get that. A lot of R&B artists, they go to a hip hop engineer, and no, this is no shade to any hip hop engineers or engineers who primarily work with hip hop artists.
Yeah.
But I do think that it takes a special kind of engineer to work with an R&B artist.
Yes.
And it also takes, I would also argue that R&B artists should also have a vocal producer in their sessions as well too. And even if they're not a vocal producer, just another creative that can sing. Yeah. Have them in the room, because that'll kind of just the whole idea of collaboration. Yeah. It brings something out. It brings you to another level. When I'm working with Pierre, I already know that I'm taking him to another level, because he's probably only thought of something up until a certain point. Yeah. And the thing is I'm coming in at that point, so it's only going to get higher from there. Get higher than yeah. So I would strongly urge R&B artists, like, listen, just bring all your R&B friends to the studio with you. Yeah. And watch how much better. Well, hopefully they bring you good energy. Yeah. But watch how much better those sessions are. Yeah.
I want you to shout out your podcast.
Okay. I have a podcast called the Rise of the Creative Podcast. We like to highlight creatives in all of their glory. I personally feel like a lot of creatives, especially when they first start out, they have this stigma that I'm not special. And what we try to do is we try to speak to people early on and figure out why they started on that journey. Yeah. And I think it's another labor of love. It's a labor of service, very similar to what we were speaking about earlier. Mm-hmm. And I think it is definitely something that I do want to get back to on a consistent basis. Yeah. It just has to align time-wise.
Time-wise, yeah.
So.
Can I? So you sing. I see you have a series singing in your stories.
Oh yeah.
So what made you want to start that?
I wanted to. I kind of got tired of just singing, right? Mm-hmm. So I know that there were other things that I like to do. So I kind of, for that period of time, what I wanted to do was devote my stories just for singing. Yeah. And then, my main page could be for, anything else that I wanted to do. Yeah. So for that time, I was doing like a Can I Sing For You challenge, where I was like, okay, if you drop me a song, I'll sing it. And there was even a time where I was just like, if you drop me a song and you tell me your name, I'll put your name in that song. Yeah. So it may be something that I'll get back to, but it has to align time-wise,
So are you in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm married.
You're married. So is it ever, so you write music and you produce music. Has there ever been times where things kind of conflict, where it like, you draw different inspirations for the music, but has there ever been like, even not now, but times where it's just like, wait, who's this song about? Or or maybe like the chemistry working with another female artist, where it's like, does it ever like cause any friction or tension, or has it ever?
I think that is a very interesting question. I think there hasn't been necessarily conversations about it,
Yeah.
but I'm personally a very intuitive person, so I read and pick up on energies very quickly. So
Yeah.
I understand when energy shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also not a person that ignores energies either. So when I see that there's an energy shift, I want to communicate to figure out what happened, or if it's something I know that I have to do, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
So I know I kind of answered that abstractly, but I think, has there been times that I've written songs about other females? Of course.
Yeah.
I think my music is personal to me.
Yeah.
Have I written songs about my wife? Of course. Have I written songs about other people? Of course. I think my songs are about the my human experience.
Yeah.
And I think there is a respect level that my wife has for me and my music.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that understanding that we have comes from.
Cool. Solid. So usually we go singer versus a singer,
Okay.
but we're going to go song versus song.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
So Genuine Stingy or
He's losing.
Tank Maybe I Deserve.
Tank.
Oh, he lost. Damn, that was quick. So Genuine Stingy or Tank Maybe I Deserve.
Tank.
Usher, You Got It Bad, or Tyrese, Sweet Lady.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
This is coming from an R&B.
That was a good one.
Come on
That
now.
was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say You Got It Bad.
You Got It Bad.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's a classic.
112 Cupid or Jagged Edge, Walked Out of Heaven.
Ooh. You good. You good. I'm going to say Walked Out of Heaven.
Ooh, okay. You went the Jagged Edge route.
Yeah.
Respect it.
Yeah.
Donnell Jones, Where I Want to Be, or Neo, Sick.
Wow. These are really good. I'm commending you right now. These are really good.
I just want to say it wasn't easy pairing because you don't want to like, Usher yo and Chris Brown yo and then like, I don't know, like it has to blend, like on the same kind of frequency. You know what I'm saying?
Whew. So Sick was a big song.
So Sick was a very big song. Shout out to Neo.
But Where I Want to Be though, that's
crying. Oh, I just recently heard All Her Love for the first time in a long time. Ooh, Donnell Jones is a problem.
I really got it. I only
not influencing your response at all, but you know what I'm saying?
I know. I think I've already made my choice though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with, and I think this is the hardest one because both songs are so similar.
Yeah.
But my answer is Donnell Jones.
Donnell Jones.
Yes.
I feel that. All right, Music Soul Child.
Oh, come on, man.
Love.
Okay.
Or Avant, Don't Take Your Love Away.
Music Soul Child. Love, man. Love. For me, Love is a big song. And it's not because it touched me in any kind of personal way, but I think it made me see and appreciate Music Soul Child for the genius that he is vocally and musically. It really made me dig in. Of course, he had, what was his first single? Sunny or Just Friends.
Yeah.
That song was cool, but I was just like, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
When I heard Love, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I got to pay attention to this guy. And I'm glad that I did because he's such a big inspiration to me musically.
Yeah. And Don't Change is a beautiful song, too. Very beautiful song.
Now that's a very personal song for me. My mother and my father, they used to dance to that song.
Wow.
And Music Soul Child.
Lately you've been
Come on, man.
questioning if I still see you the same way. Man, bro.
That's
what a record.
Man.
You know, shout out to my guy Avant though. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
still-
Shout out to Avant. Shout out to
Yeah,
Avant
yeah.
for sure. I think personally, and this is gonna sound bad, I think Avant's best songs are his duets with Kiki Wyatt.
Kiki Wyatt. Yeah.
4 Minutes is cool too.
Yeah. That's a fact. I feel that. Faith Evans, Used to Love Me, or Mary J. Blige,
Ooh.
Real Love.
All right. So I said I wasn't going to say this publicly, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say it. I'm not the biggest Mary J. Blige fan.
Okay.
And I know it is blasphemy almost in the black community because of who she is.
Mm-hmm.
But not a big fan. But in this instance, I would choose Mary J.
Yeah.
Real Love. Because that's a classic song.
That's a classic. Okay. Got you. Fantasia, Free Yourself, or Keisha Cole, I Should Have Cheated.
I'm going to go with Keisha. I'm going to go with Keisha. I think that song, and then the song that she did with Kanye West. Oh, well, Kanye West wasn't in the song. He was in the video.
Yeah.
I forget what song it was, but that's what really made me pay attention to her as an
Yeah.
So yeah, Keisha. I'll say Keisha on that.
Yeah. Rihanna, Unfaithful, or Beyonce, Irreplaceable.
It's gonna be very hard to compare anyone to Beyonce.
Yes, very true.
Rihanna she's a good second.
Those records, you know what I'm saying?
Those records are cool.
Yeah.
But Beyonce for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You know, so like I really I sat down with it and it's like, you know, because you know you see everybody kind of does Jay-Z or Nas, this and that, but like,
Oh yeah.
if you try to compare songs,
Oh yeah.
it's harder. You know,
Of
but
course.
it's a great challenge though. I love the
Oh, yeah.
challenge, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I
glad.
love that.
I'm glad this is my
Oh, yeah.
intention.
I love that.
You know what I'm
I love
saying?
that.
As
That was
R&B
really good.
guys, thank
That
you,
was
thank
really
you.
good, man.
You know, got a couple things left.
Okay.
What does God mean to you?
God is love, man.
God is love.
I think if you love yourself, if you love your brother, if you love just the human race, if you love everyone, if you got love for everybody in your heart, that means, you know, God is near you.
Yes.
So I think the more love that you have for everyone in this world, I think that's you put yourself in alignment with God.
Yes. What does love mean to you?
I don't want to say love is God, but
Yeah.
love is, and I also don't want to say love is everything, but I think it's all synonymous. Like
Yeah.
love is what we're put on this earth to do.
Yes, sir.
So I think, yeah, I would have to say love is everything.
Love is everything. I feel that. What does your faith mean to you?
My faith, I also don't want to say my faith is everything, but I think faith is important because, and I don't mean faith in the traditional sense of religion, but I think faith in having faith in yourself.
Yes.
And by having faith in yourself, it allows you to have faith in other things.
Yes.
So I think faith is everything, because I think when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of faith in myself. So I couldn't really, oh man, thank you, God.
Yes, sir.
I didn't have a lot of faith in myself. So that made me struggle in my relationship with God.
Yes.
But the more faith that I started to have in myself and my abilities and who I was and how I showed up every day and how I loved on my family, how I loved on everyone else, it almost drew me closer to God because of it started with the faith and
Yes.
the love that I had for myself, and it just drew it all aligned, bro.
Yeah.
I think all three of those that you asked, all of them
Yeah.
just aligned so
Yeah.
perfectly. Faith, love, and God.
Yes.
Wow.
Praise God. Message to your younger self.
I would have to say one word. And of course, I would ask myself to explain. So I'll say the one word, and the one word will be momentum. And the reason why I say momentum is what I'm realizing at this great age of, 30 whatever, right?
Yeah.
Is that most things in life require dedication and consistency.
Yes.
And once you do that over time, you build momentum. And with enough momentum, you become unstoppable. So I would tell myself, focus on momentum, focus on one thing, become really, really good at it, keep going, and you'll be unstoppable.
Love that.
I think about if I was to really, like, let's say at 17, when I first started going to the studio, if I would have truly, truly stuck with that and did that 24/7, all the way up until now, I'd be unstoppable.
Yeah.
But the fact that I had so many different stop and goes, so many putting music to the back burner, dealing with all other, life situations, it hindered my momentum.
Yeah.
So now it's almost like I'm not really starting back at zero.
Yeah.
But it's almost like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah.
So once you have that momentum, it makes things a whole lot easier.
Yeah. So does that go into your message to the youth, or do you have a message to the youth?
I think to the youth is the same thing.
Yeah.
Double down, focus, and build that momentum, because once you have momentum, you're unstoppable. Nobody can stop you, because you have so much experience. You have so much moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Who can stop you?
Who can stop you? That's a beautiful thing. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment.
Please.
I got to start writing this in the notes, because I'm not really so focused on that. I know it's important to say.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, run up those comments. Go
Please.
follow Winston Ward Music. We're going to drop this one really soon, or at least the clip really soon.
Oh, yeah.
To promote the amazing record that's coming out of September 30th. Winston Ward featuring Amber Lee, Something About You.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, God bless you, brother. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
for
you.
considering Conversation with Zoe. And, best of luck to you. Say what's up to baby boy for me. And,
Of course, man.
Just keep being great, brother.
Of course, you as well, my brother.
Man.
Yes,
So,
sir.
peace out. Be great.